Hello Firestarters, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm joined by Jay and Ed. We are here to talk about the proposed bill on taxation of cryptocurrency. Welcome guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
So there has been a proposed bill in Kenya on taxation of crypto.
Yeah.
So what is your take on that?
Good question, Lisa, and thanks for that. Thanks for having us, actually. Yeah, so there's a new bill around taxation, which I think is a good thing in general for the cryptocurrency market and digital assets as at large. And I think it's good that Kenya is started to having such conversations. And I think what should happen is really an all-inclusive conversation around what should go into the bill, what are some of the things that should be factored in going into the bill, as opposed to just a vanilla sort of kind of bill that cuts across all the digital assets that are available.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. I think it's a good conversation to start having because it means government has started recognizing digital assets. However, I think the bill needs to be more consultative. I think there need to be more stakeholder engagement so that all interests across the board are represented. So I think it's a good conversation to start having. Yeah.
So Jay, I think this question goes to you.
Yeah.
How do you think this will impact the crypto owners and the exchanges and digital wallets?
Okay, the impact, that's a good one, and it's an interesting one because so far, we're in a bear market and the market doesn't look as good. So then further taxing this market at this juncture really is counter what crypto is about. But in general, I think the impact into blockchain and digital assets as a whole would be positive if, as Eda said, inclusivity is factored in going into the bill. And what that would do is that it's going to open up the mass market into digital assets, into alternative finance, into blockchain. And really, if you to think about it, I think this is the best thing that ever happened since sliced bread or something. So I think we should have an all-inclusive conversation. We should have, there are around 15 guys applying for the CMA sandbox. So all these guys should be brought into one room, and a lot of discussions should go into how best do we position these assets, how best do we get to offer these products into the Kenyan economy. We had the other day the president talking about daily returns. The only way you get to realize those is to explore alternative vehicles of investment, explore alternative channels of how people can invest their money. And in this day and age, a lot of the millennials and Gen Zs are into instant gratification. So how best can we satisfy that market, as opposed to just shoving it down and saying you should look for the long-term sort of returns. So it's always good to factor in what the market wants and satisfy those needs. So in general, my 2 cents is that it's a good thing for the industry. Regulation is a good thing. It's going to bring a lot of adoption, and it should be framed or rather it should be captured in a way that it's inclusive. It's not counter what the industry is looking to do. And it works for the people, for the customers, which is ultimately what government is all about. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's a good one. Ed, I'm sure we all know about what happened with the FTX, and I know that the government was closely watching what was happening. So do you think this led to the proposal of the bill?
I don't think so. Having read the article, it didn't seem like it was informed by what was going on around FTX, because I think the bill has focused more on how to license exchanges and wallet players and tax crypto users. I think if FTX saga has informed that debate, we would have likely seen more conversations around maybe investor protection, but there was very little investor protection discussions on that bill. So I don't think really it had any impact or influence on that bill. Perhaps maybe catalyze it and see it move faster, but I don't think really it was influenced by the FTX scenario. Yeah.
Are you affected?
FTX? No, luckily I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
So, what would you guys like to see in the proposed bill? Jay, I'll start with you.
That's a good question. So what we would like to see in the proposed bill is, of course, inclusivity for starters. We would like to see more of what is in for the users, what is in for the investors, what is in for the consumers of the products. We would like to see a lot of further discussions into what are some of the solid projects that government can back, even, how best can policy be made around accommodating this industry. It's a baby, it's an infant, which, as I earlier said, is a good thing if you think about it. And then the whole idea of self-fulfilling contracts, smart contracts, is mind-blowing for me, you ask. And it's going to revolutionize everything from transport to finance to name it, really. Law, education, it's going to touch into a lot of sectors. Hence why this should be a wider discussion as opposed to just a skewed minority sort of boardroom discussion. So we would like to see inclusivity, we would like to see flexible, customer-friendly sort of regulation, and not 20% really. Who does that? That's huge, if I was doing 20% annually, I would be a hedge fund or something, and even the world-renowned sort of investors are barely doing 20%. The S&P doesn't do 20% on an annual basis. It being a young industry, then imposing 20% of it is stifling the hell out of it. So more friendlier sort of taxations, more friendlier regulations, inclusivity in terms of bringing all the stakeholders together. We'll probably set up a body. I'm big on having a body that oversights the whole thing as opposed to just having CMA figure their thing out. Let government engage domain experts in the space, the likes of Gochapa, the likes of Mara, players that are already out there. Bring them into one table and just get to understand how best do we go forward with this. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I agree with Jay 100%. I think there need to be more consultative approach when it comes to coming up with this bill. There need to be more stakeholder engagement so that everyone is brought on board. The second thing I would like to see is a bill which is not only focused on how to tax.
How much can we make here?
Yeah. I think I'd like to see what government is proposing or offering to nurture innovations in digital or assets. I mean, because if you're not providing good environment where these innovations are nurtured,
incentives even,
then you won't have anyone to tax.
You're gonna kill it.
Yeah, so I think it's in as much as you want to tax and maybe do some investor protection. Correct. You also need to provide an environment where these innovations can thrive. Yeah, that's what I would like to see in the coming bill. Yeah.
That's a good one. So there you have it, guys. You heard for yourselves. I think you can comment down below what are the topic that you would like us to talk about. And see you on the next one. Bye.